Hi there, I've just got another video on using assemblies. So in the first one we'd made one cube which we coloured 4 different colours and saved those as different files. And then we looked in the constraint menu at the mate and solutions of mates and flushers in order to create this. And if I wanted, I could pull more cubes out and I could add cubes onto this side and the back side and build them up. You get the idea. You could kind of do as many as you wanted. But obviously not everything that we're going to produce is going to be big flat sides that we can mate and flush sides together. So we'll just have a look at one of the other ones. So I'm just going to cancel that one off. I'll not bother saving it. And we're going to make another new file. So we'll just go File New, and I'll go for a standard millimeter.ipt. So I'm still working here in the project file which I made at the beginning of the last video, which was assembly tasks. It's just another assembly task. So we'll go 2D sketch on the XY plane, and I'm going to just this time draw a circle from the center point, and let's say we'll make this one 50, and I'm going to draw another circle from the same center point, and this time we'll make it 10. These measurements aren't really that important, it's just something quick to show you. So I'll just finish that sketch, and I'm just going to extrude sort of the outer ring profile, so a bit like a donut with a very small hole in the middle, and we'll extrude that by 50 millimeters. So kind of looks, I don't know, a bit like a toilet roll I suppose, and just because we're doing the last one, we'll just give these some colours. So in this one I'll go down for, I don't know, let's go for this magenta colour at the moment. So again, well, let's say we've finished this one, so we'll just go File, Save As, and we'll just call this one Magenta Cylinder. So still in the same one, I've got the cubes that I did for the last video, so just to keep in the same file management, we've got a colour and then the item, so in this case it's a Magenta Cylinder with a hole in it, I suppose. So that one's done, so we'll make a new file now. So File New, another standard millimeter.ipt, and this time we'll produce on the XY plane, we'll do another circle from the center point, and we'll do this one 10, and we shall extrude this by let's say 100 millimeters this time, so we'll just make it 100 millimeters in length, and again we'll go for something of a colour, and this time let's go for this dark green colour. So again we'll go File, Save As. Okay, important not to do File Save because you'd have overwritten the Magenta Cylinder. So this time we will go for green, let's call it green rod, in fact green cylinder because that's really what it is. So green cylinder in this case, and we'll go Save. So let's say we've got those 2 parts, and we're gonna do something with an assembly on those 2 parts as well. So we'll go File New. This time not a part file, we'll go into our assembly section and we'll go standard millimeter.iam, and either double click it here or click on that create button, and we're back to the same screen we had before. So I can start out by placing an item. In this case we'll go Magenta Cylinder, we'll put that one in, and to get rid of the ghosting we'll just press the escape key, or we could have just clicked back on place and that would have stopped that from happening. And the second one we did was green cylinder, so we'll just put that next to it. So again, just to get rid of that one, press the escape key on my keyboard, and I'll just zoom out a little bit so we can see it. Now if you remember, what we don't want to do is both of these be able to move, so in this particular case I'm going to ground the Magenta Cylinder, so I guess it was the first thing I put in, but it's probably the bigger item as well, so generally that's the one that I would do. And again, so what we'll try and do is we'll try and constrain this to go inside the cylinder with the hole in, and again tend to see lots of people saying, oh yeah, look sir, I've done it, there it is, look. And I suppose visually it does look right. If we were to zoom in and spin around, I could kind of guess we'd see gaps because it's not perfect. But I made this 10 millimeters, and I know this is 10 millimeters from my from a sketch that's going to work. So we'll go to constraint menu. This time we're not going to use mates. We're going to go to the fourth one along, which is the insert constraint. And when I click that, just like before, we've got two solutions. So we've got a solution which is opposed, we've got a solution which is aligned, and as you can see, the bit that's going inside will either sit on the edge or it'll go all the way in and align the top edge with the top of our bigger cylinder. So actually we're making something very, very similar to these icons, I've just realised, and that was not planned at all. So if I was to just click on the green icon, you can see I can select either the bottom edge or the top edge when I move around, and that's actually going to change something which hopefully we'll try and show you on this video. So if I was just to click on the top edge, or click on the green, and it's just, as you can see, it's highlighted the top edge in blue. And then if I was to click on the central axis of the middle hole, you can see that it changes between this bit and this bit. We don't really need to worry about that at the moment because I'm just going to insert it into this little bit. So again, at the moment I've got a solution which is opposed, so actually none of the green cylinder goes inside the the magenta cylinder at all. Whereas if I was to have changed it to this one, because I'd selected the top edge, it's also doing the same. So I'll just try and show you the other option here. If I'd have gone to constraint menu, clicked on insert, but this time selected so it was the bottom of that cylinder that was visible. Once I'd have done this and moved it, I would have actually got a change in where the green cylinder appears. So as you can see, it's either all the way out or aligned with the top edge as it shows you in the little icon here. Now it might be that I actually don't want it like this, or I don't want it like this. I actually want it halfway on. And we made this cylinder 100mm and the larger cylinder with a hole in 50. So how would I get it so it would stick out 25mm either way? Well, there's an option to the left called offset, where I can type a measurement into offset where it is currently located. And this is where, depending on if you've selected at the top or the bottom of this cylinder, this might need to change. So I know for a fact 100 minus 50 is 50, and if I was to split 50 so it was even, it would be 25 stuck out. So just to begin with, I'm just going to type in 25 here, and luckily it's actually gone the wrong way, so it's actually gone in 25mm. That's not what I wanted. So on some occasions you do have to give these values a minus sign in front of them to make them move the opposite way to you wanted them. Now if I'd have done that the way I did it at the beginning, where I'd selected the top edge, it would have been a positive 25 and not a negative 25. So if I was to apply that, that would do that. Let's just see if I can do it so that it doesn't have the negative, just to show you. So this time I'll go to the insert, and I'm starting to lose my memory. I can't remember if we did it at the top or the bottom last time, but let's just have a go. So if I had done it like this, and then this time typed in 25, that's still moving away because I did select the opposite edge. So in this case I would have to give it a minus 75, I believe, in order to put that into the middle. So it can change depending on where you are selecting these items, because they're from this blue sort of halo, this blue ring here, to this blue ring, the distance is actually 75mm, which is kind of obvious when we say this is 100, this is 50, and I want 25 either way. So depending on where you select, it may be that you have to alter that amount. I'm really keen to see if I can get it without doing the minus now for you. No, just doesn't want to do it. But we sometimes have to change this offset amount in order to set this into the position that I would like it to be. So we've centralized that. Now, I'll just apply this just for the purpose of this video. Just one thing to note there, because I've done an insert, I've not actually had to use 3 constraints here. So I've constrained it kind of in the Z direction by setting the offset, because I can't move it up and down. Because I've inserted it, I can't move it left or right. But what you might find is that actually you can probably just make out from the pixelation that this thing actually spins inside the hole, and if this wasn't grounded, this would also rotate around the outside. And unless I'd got some sort of flat element to align, I wouldn't generally be able to stop that, because I'm only giving it as kind of a single constraint rather than the 3 like I gave it before to make it solid so it would not move. So at the moment this rotates. That's not an issue. It can't move out and in and out, so it's just rotating around inside the cylinder.